What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Newberg Pod with Newberg and Hannah. I'm J. Chris Newberg, and I'm here with
Hannah.
who is now no longer little Hannah. She's grown. She's grown, Hannah.
I'm still
Uh,
little Hannah.
she's out of her car. She's grown. Oh, we could write a song about it.
Right.
She's now
We've actually turned into a musical.
musical podcast.
Yeah.
She was little. Now she's grown. Her nose ring is smaller. Or it's gone. I can't see. Is it still there?
Still there.
Okay, so here's the song I wrote really for
Okay.
the show. Okay, it goes like this. Every day is another opportunity. Every day is another chance to tell more people to fuck off. That's it. That's my song.
I love that.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
So we begin our show this week with me realizing last night that we didn't set up a time for today. So I'm like, oh, I need to reach out to her. So I texted and I got nothing. And then I did my second, but my fail safe. I went to your Instagram page, and I'm not going to do a perfect impression, but here's the impression I'm going to do, and then you can just take it from there. Explain to what's happening.
Okay.
You ready? So it's
Yeah.
it's you, big sweatshirt, probably similar position to where you are. I feel that you were outside though. You're like, guys, okay, listen, okay. So what's with like teeny boppers like being about me? And then you did cat claws, being about me, and then you went into a story about how two gentlemen approached you on the street, and you gave them an hour of your time.
No, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Explain what happened to the people.
Okay, look, I was looking for a parking spot in my neighborhood. I'm literally about to parallel park into a spot, and this car stops right behind me. So now I can't like back in because then I would have like hit their car to try to back into the spot. So they're like directly parked beside me on the street. They roll down their window. So I roll down my window and I'm like, hi, like, can I help you guys? And they're like, you can't park there. And I was like, yes, I can. And they're like, no, it's not a spot. You're just parked in the middle of the street right now. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to parallel park behind me. And they're like, do you even know how to parallel park? I'm like, yes, I do. Thank you. And then they go, well, we have a self-driving car. Do you want to see? And I'm like, no, I'm really okay. And then they're like, this kid in the passenger seat, he's like, yeah, my friend here, like, just thinks you're the most beautiful girl in the world. And we just like had to stop you and like try to get your number. And I was like, uh-uh. And they're like, where are you from? And I was like, I'm from Virginia. And they're like, oh, okay, like asking me all these questions about like how long I've lived here. And then I'm like, yeah, like I went to school out there. They're like, oh, like you already graduated college? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, okay, so you're late 20s. And I'm like, yep, I am. And like I could tell they looked very young. So I was like, how old are you guys? And they're like, we're 20. We're sophomores at UCLA. And I'm like, oh dear God. Dear God,
Yeah,
fucking help.
you're going down. You're going down, Hannah, in age. You're going down. Like it's literally down. What are you doing
But
that
I'm
for?
not. But like these little twats are like seeking me out, and they're like they're sniffing me down. They're hunting me, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, but like, what is happening? And they're like, do you want to see our crypto account? Like, we make a lot of money. Like, we'll take you to Nobu all the time. And I'm like, no, I'm genuinely so okay.
Do you
And
want to
so
see our crypto account?
yeah, because they're like, a guy was like, what do you guys do for work? And they're like, we own like a car detailing business and we do crypto. It's like, get me out of here. Someone get me out of here.
I
And
can't
then,
believe you gave them this much time, or that you're not
well,
dead. But go on.
no, well, I was like laughing my ass off because I'm flattered. And they were like really pestering me, like, please just give us your number. And I'm like, no. But I was laughing because it's just hilarious. I just kind of had like I've had, a shit time, as you know, for the past a long time. And it was just like hilarious with the way things have gone recently in my life and the people who like have tend to been hitting on me recently that I'm like And now 2 20-year-olds like this, like I can't, like game over. And so
Right.
I eventually end up driving off, and I'm like trying to go back to the parking spot that I wanted to take, and I see them drive by me again, and I'm like, I'm not stopping my car, like no. So I go back to my parking spot where I'm parked, and I'm recording a video
Right.
talking about this story, and then they pull up again, and they're just like, please, like, just, we didn't even get your name, like, what's your name? And I'm like, oh my god. I was like, you guys, I was like, I'm 29, I'm too old, you guys can't even legally drink. I should go back to college, don't you guys have homework to do? And this one kid was like, that's disrespectful, you're acting like you're 40, like we're your peer. And I'm just like, look, in the grand scheme of things, like I know genuinely, like college feels like it was yesterday sometimes, but I'm like, oh my god, absolutely not. Like y'all graduated high school what, 2 years ago? I was in college about 10 years ago. Like no.
Um, okay. Let's see. Let's just try something. Let's just
Are
see.
you
Let's see
talking to
what
ChatGPT again?
I am just for a second. Okay.
God.
Hannah, who is 29, is trying to park her car, and two 20-year-old youths pulled up and said, want to see our crypto account? We have our own business. Can we have your number? What is their angle? Their angle is almost certainly a mix of flirting and flexing, trying to impress her with money talk. When young guys lead with crypto or we own our own business, it's usually a status play, meant to sound successful and wordy, even if it sounds hollow. Pickup attempt, the crypto account line is the 2025 version of Want to See My Car. It's bait. Ego test. They want her to show interest or admiration and quickly say things like, how much crypto do you have? If Hannah said she was parking and they led with that line, odds are 95% it was a clumsy pickup line and a 5% crypto pyramid hustle. What if it was a pyramid hustle?
No.
So do you get flattery from this? Like, or do you get irritated
I mean,
because the people that you'd want to hit on you don't?
I mean, I'm flattered, and like honestly, it was funny. Like if it had been like them being creepy, but it was like funny. Like I'm like, you're there, you guys are 20 years old. Like it's, I mean, not that had they been any older would I've given given them the time of day anyways, because they're not my type. Doesn't matter. But I'm just like,
Right.
it was funny in terms of like how my life is going. Like if I'm at a bar and like a random guy approaches me, especially when I look like I don't want to be talked to, like yeah, there are times I will get irritated and like I do not want to speak to you. But last night it was just funny the way they went about it. They're like, we just thought you're the most beautiful girl in the world, and I was just laughing. So I entertained it for a little bit, but I'm like, dude, like good
Did you give
luck.
me your name? Did you give me your name?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm Hannah. And they're like, we're Arthur and Sachi. And I was like, cool.
Great. Did they get your Insta?
No,
Oh, okay, that's good because then that would have led to a lot of fun. So much fun.
so much fun.
What is 6'7"?
Oh my gosh. 6'7". Okay. This all started off with some basketball player was talking about how something about, I don't remember, he was talking about something being 6 or 7, and he was like something like 6'7", and then someone made an edit to it where there was a song in the background that says the words 6'7", and then it went really viral when this kid at a basketball game, he just went viral for literally just looking into the camera and going 6'7", and it just went, and now it's just like a new brain rot thing that kids say. It's like skibbity toilet. Like it doesn't make sense. There's no meaning to it.
Got it. Okay, 6'7" makes no sense. All right. So you were talking before the show about Hollywood and you keep seeing the same people.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, obviously as an actor, you want to keep getting work and you want
Mhm.
to make a name for yourself. Like totally. That's anyone's dream as an actor and then in the entertainment industry. But I've just seen a lot of like discourse, I guess you could say, on social media about how people are tired of seeing the same like 5 people over and over again.
Like
Um,
who are the 5 people in your brain?
like specifically they'll bring up Sydney Sweeney a lot. And
She
they'll just be like, she's in back-to-back things right now and we're tired of seeing her. And like, you know what, like good for her. But understand like what they're saying, where it's like, why aren't we finding new talent to like maybe better fit some things, or like who are, but like I don't know. I'm just like, is Hollywood or is the film industry making it harder for new actors to break in right now? Because it's just
Uh-huh.
like I do feel like you are seeing the same people over and over again.
Well, Sydney Sweeney's a cash register. She's literally
Well, yeah,
she
mind
prints
me, I
money.
know.
Um, in addition to that, it's like she'll be as hot until someone replaces her. Like, someone had to replace Taylor Swift in the obsession continuously talked about thing. And once Taylor decided to get engaged, she was technically not the most interesting person in the world anymore. Who's the new hot it girl? And it's Sydney Sweeney, who's not engaged. So therefore, she has the potential to be available to
Wait, no,
dudes.
Sydney Sweeney and Taylor Swift are not in the same box whatsoever.
They absolutely are, as far as obsession goes, not in talent and not in different types of talent.
No, no,
They're as big. They're as big
no.
lately. You think that Sydney Sweeney is not culturally as relevant as Taylor Swift was or is?
I think this is just two different ball games.
So you think that okay, but all right, as far as talking about the same thing, I mean I think I can answer it as far as the sense of it using just five people.
But also Sydney Sweeney is like a completely different aesthetic and vibe that people are obsessing over like the interest of the fan base behind Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, Taylor Swift is the same in that capacity. In a different that there is an it girl, and there was a period of time where when Taylor was on tour and everyone was obsessed with her, she was an it girl. She still is, but not quite as big as Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney, like in that silver dress, like broke, to use young people terms, broke the internet. It's
Yeah,
like she's got a lot of attention right now.
for sure. She
Okay,
does.
and that bothers you.
No, it doesn't bother me. I just wanted to bring up the fact that like I do notice that uh and not just her specifically. I'm just bringing up, for example, like what I've seen people on the internet talk about is like, people are tired of seeing like, okay, she was just in one movie and now it's another, and it's like good for her. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what you want as an actor. But it makes me question where, like, when are we getting new talent who's not, I'm not saying Sydney Sweeney's not talented, but I'm just like new talent. Like there are people out there who are phenomenal, and like when are they gonna get a breakthrough? When are we gonna find fresh faces?
Well, here's the answer. And I've been telling you this for months in a separate capacity. You have to do it yourself.
Well,
You have to, yeah, no, don't you know me? Listen to hear what I'm saying. I
no.
understand, no, but like, okay, Sydney Sweeney, before she got her big break, like, what was she doing before Euphoria?
She was on Handmaid's Tale, and
Okay,
I
so
don't know what else.
she blew up because of Handmaid's Tale into Euphoria. So she had two massive career successes. As far as everything else goes, the way the business is right now, you can like if you look at, and it's a terrible business model, but Hawk Tua, okay, that girl,
Hmm.
she made a video that went viral, and then she got a podcast, and then she's in the new Chad Powers thing. She's been mentioned on a bunch of different things. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a ridiculous thing, but it's like people are going to break through and get noticed because of their social media more so than anything else these days. And that's going to lead to studios taking a chance on you and spending actual money. Otherwise, like studios are just like bars for comedy clubs and bars for bands. It's like you have to prove that you can make the owner of the establishment money. So if Sydney Sweeney is proven right now, it's very easy for Paramount to drop $25 million on a movie because they know she's going to pull it in versus someone who is me who doesn't guarantee $25 million. And it's a pretty simple discussion.
But I think with what I'm seeing specifically though is like people are tired though of seeing the big actors. They don't want to watch movies with the same five big actors because it makes it boring.
Are they
They
going to
want to
those
see
movies?
what?
Are those movies having less financial success? And are people not going specifically because those people are in them?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking at statistics. I'm just saying what I'm seeing though from what people are saying. even myself, like I'd rather sit there and watch a movie with like actors that I don't necessarily know, because I think it's more refreshing and raw than seeing the same people that we see constantly.
Sure. I mean, like I'm not belittling anything you're saying. I think the same thing about comedy. I'm like, really, the same 10 people are at the same club, and the same people are getting booked for the same thing, and the same podcasts. I think the same thing. It's just that I think those are people who are moving the needle. And until you move the needle yourself, it's really probably not going to change unless
Yeah.
there's something that happens. It's like if there's an indie project or a great movie that leads to another opportunity. There's so many things that are just like random opportunities. I was hearing, I was reading, I was listening to this podcast today about Jason Schwartzman. Is that Talia Shire's son, the guy who's the drummer in Phantom Planet? Or that song Born? Yeah, I think it's Jason Schwartzman. He's Talia Shire's kid. He
This, the entire sentence you just said made
made
no sense to me.
okay. There is an actor.
Okay.
Did you ever see the movie Rocky?
No,
Did you ever see any of the Godfathers?
no.
This is a great podcast, everybody. We're doing good. We're doing sweet. There's an actor. He was in. It doesn't matter. He was at a party, and he happened to be randomly like just at the party, and he was an uncomfortable, precocious teen who likes to wear tuxedos. And there was a casting director there who said, "Oh, I'm casting this movie. I'm looking for this precocious young teen who likes plays, who's always absurdly and eccentrically dressed." And the girl was like, "Oh, that's my brother." She's like, "Oh, how can I see him?" She's like, "He's over there. He's on the couch playing video games." And that's how this guy got booked into this movie.
Hmm.
And he told this story about how random it was, and how his career changed, and how he was supposed to be a drummer and all these things. I think that there's so many things that have happened in success have happened randomly, and just because right place, right time, right situation. You look like you're about to smash my face with a pencil.
No, I'm just listening.
Yeah, it's like I agree. There's definitely a bunch of people in a position that are on repeat, but it's up to us to do better to get them out of there. Not
I
necessarily
mean,
get them out of there,
but
make room.
I'm not knocking, because I'm not knocking it in the way where it's like that would be my biggest dream. I'd love to be in back to back movies to the point where people are like, "Fuck off."
Sure.
But I I do think in a way, like as great as it is to be able to have everything at our fingertips now, to be able to make whatever we want and put out whatever we want, and to try to get our own voices out there in that way. I do think it's just lazy though, with the way times are now, that studios and agents and managers and all these people are relying on social media to find people, when it's like, I don't know what happened to like organic fucking casting calls, and where you can, like for example, there's a lot of people who go through things, who have to work jobs 24/7, who don't necessarily have the means. Even though we have the things at our fingertips, some people don't have the means to do what everyone else is doing all the time. But like, I don't know, maybe there's an hour out of my day that I could go to like an open audition or something for like you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's lazy.
So yeah, I mean most representation is lazy. They want you to do everything, and they want to just like maneuver it better once you do all the work to get it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's what it is. But I think it's a question of like, that leads me to my realization about positivity versus negativity, and
Yeah.
frustration of why not instead of why can't I. I
Yeah.
think the no matter whether you're positive or negative, you're going to be in the same position. You're really going to be in the same position. If you sit
Yeah.
around all day and you're like, "Oh man, this sucks," and I'm just using what you said as an example, and then I'll twist it. You're like, why is it the same two people? Well, why is it the same six people who are always doing this? I'd love to be in back to back movies. Why, instead of looking at it that way, which isn't going to change until their time is done? Like there was that period of time when Will Ferrell was in 28 movies in a row. Everything
Yeah.
was a Will Ferrell and people again were like, "I'm all tired of Will Ferrell," and he ran his course, but he did it as long as he had an opportunity to do it. And
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney is going to do the same thing. She's going to do it as
Yeah.
long as people allow her to do it.
Totally.
But there's no reason that you can't have your opportunity.
Yeah.
continue to prepare for it, make shorts, you know, put yourself, get auditions, put yourself in a situation where you get representation so you get an opportunity to do that. But if you're saying, I don't have time to do that because I'm working 24/7, then that's what you're doing. Like that's your focus. Like if you wanted to do something, and if you parallel it with like the guys that you date, if you want to find time for something, you can, and you
Yeah.
do. And it's the
Yeah.
same thing for entertainment, and it's the same thing for singing, and it's the same thing for acting. You can have like excuses, and you can have the negative mindset. Like words are so powerful.
Yeah.
And like for the past month, I've just been in such a bummer, and I've just been like so negative, and I'm like, I can't find work. I can't find work. And why isn't there anything open? And you know what's going to continue to happen if I say that, as I'm not going to be able to find work. Nothing's going to continue to be open. And I was
Yeah.
just like, I had this conversation with Michelle yesterday, and she just kicked my ass in the best possible way. She's like, "What are you doing? What's happening here?" She's like, "This is the opposite of everything, every single thing that you represent." She's
Yeah.
like, and I was talking to a friend today who's like, oh, I'm so glad to see that you've been more positive in the last couple of days, because that's why I kind of like, was attracted to the podcast and like being a fan, etc. And being your friend is because of all your like endless positivity. And I'm a crazy positive person,
Yeah.
but you do go through that. And the people who are fans of yours do see that, and they make note that they're like, oh man, this is someone else is bummed out right now. And I just
Yeah.
think that like Hannah, you're such a talented kid, and it's just like it's the last thing you want to hear when you're being stalked by 20-year-old guys trying to parallel park, and you don't have representation and you don't have any music out. But it's like you have all the ability to get done what you want to get done if you focus hard enough on it.
I know that. And I wasn't trying to talk about that as to like, why not me? Like, why not? Like, I'm not trying to be negative or down talk myself or like make it be about me. I'm just talking about, I was just posing the question as like, is it harder to find fresh faces in the industry? That's all I was posing a question to. I'm not necessarily talking about me, myself, and I, and like how I'm not where I want to be. That's not.
Okay,
I know where I'm at and what I need to do.
great. Okay, then not about you. To answer your question, how hard is it to find fresh talent? Pick up your phone, death scroll for like 20 minutes, you'll see 155 new people. And if you pause long enough on one of those people, then all you'll see is the same type of person for the next 150 people. There's so many people who have access to phones. Everyone does pretty much. And there's
Yeah.
so many people who have access to taking pictures of themselves. I mean, like, there was an article the other day of there was a woman who was featured on, and it's happened a few different times, like Pam Anderson, Jen Sturger, the woman who married the pitcher, won all Verlander. I can't think of her name, but she was a blonde girl, and it was literally a camera was like moving through the audience at a stadium and focused on one person, and then they became obsessed, and that's how Pamela Anderson became huge. She became the Molson girl because the crowd went crazy when the camera went on her, and that's how Jen Sturger got her talk show and NFL work. And it's the same thing. There's so many people. If you look at a
Yeah.
stadium, of all the people in that stadium, I bet there's just as many people who are attractive as that woman. But the camera hit her in that moment. So
Yeah.
I think to answer your question, I bet it's pretty hard to find new people, and
Yeah.
especially when you have the people who are already proven available. What's
Yeah.
your what's your effort level? You want easier as you get older and get into casting, don't you?
What do you mean?
Don't you want something like? Don't you want something like? Do you want to struggle? Are you? Well, you're younger than me. You're in your 20s. You like have the romantic component of struggle. You want the struggle. You like this part of your life, correct?
No.
Okay, so you wanted something. You want something easier.
Easier in what way though? Like, what are you making a comparison
Easier.
to?
If I'm going to do a video and I need to get 2 million views so I can earn money because I'm promoting Kangol hats, and I have a choice between someone no one's ever seen before in a really funny script or Sydney Sweeney in a tank top, it's just easier.
But sure, sure. But I think if you know you have something really good, like I would want to find the people who are authentic to that role.
It's repetition. It's repetition, 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 repetition. That's how you get noticed in a
Yeah.
ocean of people doing the same thing. It's
Yeah.
like, like, okay, so our podcast, follow us at Newberg Pod on YouTube, at Newberg Pod on YouTube. Follow us. We're up to 250 followers, which is great. But it's gone up. It went up like 7 people last week because you mentioned it. And that's I'm not saying, oh my gosh, Hannah, you're so powerful. I'm saying
Yeah.
these are people who are already fans of yours who want to know more about you and who want to hear you talk. Did any of your friends say anything to you about the show? Because I know some followed.
I did last night have one of my friends because one of my friends was asking me what I was doing today, and I was like, oh, I'm doing a podcast tomorrow, and he was like, oh, like the same one you did last week, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, oh, I thought you were just like a guest on it, and I was like, no, I do it weekly, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I listened to it, it was cute, and I was like, thanks.
Yeah, great. It's a great word. How old was he? 22?
I think he's 30.
Nice. Well, I mean, hey, listen, cute is better than I hated it, and it's just
Yeah.
like, what can you do? But it's like the more that you and I do this, considering like we had it's like we've been sidetracked a bunch of stuff with inconsistent days. Now we're consistently on Wednesdays. We're doing it more than 30 minutes per your request. We're focusing on things that are real, that are important to us. When there's situations involving your mental health and your romantic challenges, we dive into those. When I
Yeah.
want to talk about career stuff and you want to talk about career stuff, we talk about that. I mean, it's a real show.
Yeah.
It's honest and it's fun. Follow us at Newberg Pod. Even if you're listening to us wherever you stream, follow us on YouTube. Um, but yeah, I think honestly, it's repetition, and
Yeah.
that's the part. That's the easiest way to do it, and it's the most tiring thing. Because how many times have you been too tired to post?
All the time.
Yeah, it's exhausting. It's exhausting, but that's how you keep yourself out there. And as long as you have
Yeah.
something to say and you're being sincere, like I'm a happy person. I'm going to do my best to maintain happiness. I bet I
Yeah.
have a job in the next 30 days. I'm sure I'm gonna. And
Yeah.
that's what I believe.
I mean, last night I went out for a little bit, and it was like I went to one bar and I ended up going to another bar for like the last hour. And it was the first time in probably weeks, months, I don't know how long, that I was just like, like I'm okay. I mean, I'm not, but I was like, I feel okay in this moment where like I'm having a good night and I'm not thinking about the things that are making me sad. And I was like, this is the first time that I've just like been content by myself and having like fun being by myself.
It's great.
But
Here it comes.
then, then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, sigh.
Sure, but you can choose to live in that as long as you want. And
No,
like again, you
totally.
you have enough time to sit there. You can sit around all fucking day if you want and dwell in it, and or you could just do something different.
I think though,
I'll give you
like,
fucking cute. Fuck you, cute.
I
Sorry.
think though that like it's not that I want to sit here and dwell about my situation or what I'm going through in life, but like, like there's people who are like trying to reach out to me right now, and I'm just like I'm so not in a headspace where like unless you're like one of 6 people that I talk to on the daily, like I don't want to text you back, or like if you want to get a hold of me, you have to fucking call me. And I'm like I've got so many other things rummaging through my brain that I'm just like I don't know ever where to start with anything during a day, like, which is why like I've been trying to journal more recently, because that's something I have always loved doing. I used to be very consistent about it and I haven't in a while, and now I'm trying to like catch up in my brain and write everything down about what's happened over the last like year of my life before I feel like I can get to a point where it's present day and then I can break down my life. I'm like, wait, I need to catch up on whatever. So I don't really know what my point was. I'm kind of just going on a rant,
No, no, it's good. You were
but I
talking. You
what
Do you want me to tell you what you were talking about or what your point could be so you could remember, or do you want to continue?
I think my point being is like I don't sit here and try to dwell on it in my situation or being sad or whatever. I do think that there are mental health issues and other things that I don't necessarily have a grip over, but I am trying to better that.
And that's all everyone is trying to do.
Yeah.
That's all
I just wish
anyone is.
I wish certain people were wanting to see that through rather than just focusing on the negatives about somebody.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that you really have control over is yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you're ultimately your biggest fan more than anyone else. You're the
Yeah.
person who's going to help you win. And my representatives said something to me the other day, which I thought was cool because I mostly just make fun of them. Uh, but I wrote this letter and I just said, hey, I'm just like, but just checking in. I'm in a good space. I'm creating. I'm still writing. I'm keeping sharp. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, is there anything else I can do? And one of them wrote back, sometimes the next step or the next level is something you don't expect. So be open to
Hmm.
even more different things. And I was like, at first, I was like, well, that's vague. But then I started thinking, as far as it applies to life. It's once you get past what you're doing on this level, regardless of whether you realize it, you got past purse dumper, you got past it, you leveled up, you got past musician, you leveled up, and it's just like, and when you get past the other situations, you'll level up and you don't know what it's going to lead to. And your
Yeah.
whole life isn't based on boys, buddy. You know that. You've got talent, you've got goals.
I know, but it
So,
just happens to be just such a chaos of adventure that happens in my life, and unfortunately the weirdest, craziest things happen to me, and they give for good stories.
sure. I mean, you're on an adventure. Your life is an adventure. We're all on one, and
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. It's fun. It's something to absorb. Um, you know, it's like, and I think that one thing that I've learned from you, from watching, and then like also experiencing till the past couple of days when I've decided I'm not worrying about it, is the powerful impact of neglect is unbelievable. Like being ignored
Yeah.
on any level
Yeah.
is just, it can be like devastating for especially, entertainment types. And
Yeah.
you and I experience that on different levels. You like, when you receive neglect from specific guys, you go bananas. And
Yeah. Crumble.
if yeah, and I'm in the same way. And I'm like, if I'm submitting to all of these different places and no one's even fucking responding to me,
Yeah.
oh my god, I go crazy. And it's just like, but the bottom line is I have to recognize that I'm in a good place, that I'm a fucking monster, I'm great at what I do, and I've got talent, and whenever the opportunity presents itself again, I'm a step up. I know what I can do. Same thing
Yeah.
applies to you. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're close. Like you're so close. Like I'm so close. Like guys are circling around you, not the right ones, but
Yeah.
but they are. And it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it's frustrating, but that just means the better ones are ahead. And it just works out that way. And
Yeah.
stories from this point of your existence are just better than when you start winning. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you're on a
Yeah.
couch right now. I don't see any art on the wall. It's like I don't know what furniture situation is going on there. You've got stories, you've got energy. You're probably going to Barney's tonight. Isn't it? Oh, like, isn't it your thing?
I will be
Um,
right.
Yeah, and it's like you have all of these different experiences. Like, but I just hope you recognize, because I've recognized it more so lately, and I had forgotten. You're in control. Like the choice is yours. Choose what you want to
Yeah.
do. Choose what you want to feel. Choose what you want to get yourself into. That's what
Yeah.
you should do. And take note of that, people at home, as you follow at Newberg Pod on YouTube. You wanted to talk about the election in New York. That's a weird thing. Why did you want to talk about that?
Well, I just feel like everybody's talking about it.
I think when I went on my timeline this morning, it was like, I've got a lot of friends who are Republicans and a lot of friends who are Democrats and a lot of extreme right and a lot of extreme left. And I saw everything from way to go, New York, enjoy communism, to, oh, sorry, right wing people. Sorry that you don't get to fuck us for another three, and it's just like, you guys are crazy. What are the young
Yeah.
people talking about?
I mean, everyone's ecstatic.
They're happy.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously like a few people that I know from back east or like back in my hometown who are upset about it. Even though they don't live in New York, but I'm just like it's not honestly, regardless of the fact of like whatever side of the party he's on, I'm like, thank fucking God someone who is like younger than 50 years old is doing something in like a top leadership of government in that way. Like, when are we, I know like for presidents, whatever, you have to be a certain age, but I'm just like, oh my God, when are we gonna stop having geriatric people who don't know anything about what the younger generations are doing, how they feel, ruling our government?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, eventually, I mean, that's the goal, that's the hope. I mean, I don't personally care whether it's whether it's Republican or Democrat. I just want somebody with fresh ideas,
Yeah, exactly.
just
Exactly. He's
somebody who's willing to look.
34. Like, he knows what the kids want, what the future world needs, not the people who are gonna die in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I know. But the people who are going to die in the next 5 years, again, it goes back to the Sydney Sweeney conversation. Those people are proven it's easy and they've got money, and they're
Yeah.
living. And it's like it's the fear button. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like you want to. It's the button that they push. Um, well, congratulations to Adam Sandler and the Zohan for winning the mayor of New York City. Great job, Adam. He's had a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
success.
Uh,
Do you know who DJ named Charlie Jordan is?
yeah.
Like it's a female.
I know of her, yes.
Okay, she said that recently she posted a viral video of the weirdest thing that she's ever seen in the club. It's a guy dancing while sucking on a woman's fingers. Have you seen that amongst the young people, or have you seen weirder stuff at the club? Or you don't really go to the club; you go to Barney's.
Yeah, I don't really go to the club. I mean, I feel like the club is just a whole different ball game. Like, that's where you're like, that's just you're dealing with all types of different creatures in there, and it's can get very ratchet at times.
Hmm.
Very like very dingy.
Very dingy.
I'm just saying, like, you got sometimes. Sometimes it's just it's a different vibe in a club.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
different
so.
level of wild.
Yeah, I think like I mean, there's no way of knowing because when I was your age, I thought people at the club were the craziest, and now I think that they're probably the same, but it feels crazier. I mean, it's like it's just kids dancing and trying to blow off steam and having
Yeah,
fun.
totally, totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, the reason I ask is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me at a club was was when I was waiting tables and I was uh, when I was waiting tables and working at this restaurant. A bunch of us went out and I was dancing, and that's how I dance. I had to carry
Mhm.
a pen. It's pretty
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
And anyone listening, you'd be able to see this if you listen to and subscribe to Newberg Pod on
Oh
YouTube.
my gosh.
Um, and I bet we have more subscribers next week, Hannah. I bet because
Okay.
that and because of the end.
Yeah.
Um, the what was I going to say? Oh, and I turned around and this guy grabbed me and he fucking kissed me, and I was just like, I just kept my mouth closed and I was just like, eyes open. I'm like, what's going on here? This is obviously something this guy's got to do. And afterwards, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if but it was the weirdest thing that but in that moment, that's what this person felt they needed to do.
Yeah.
Tell you it was a weird lunch shift the next day. It really was. But I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, doesn't, but it was the weirdest thing. And so you say, and what is the weirdest thing you've seen, if anything?
Um.
I don't know. I was too busy crying in the bathroom.
No.
I'm
Um.
just kidding. Sorry.
I don't know. I haven't been to a club in so long.
Do you see PDA at Barney's?
Yeah. I mean, you see PDA everywhere, but I feel like it's easier to get away with certain types of PDA at a club than it would be to be like at a dive bar.
Okay, is Barney's a dive bar? So when you go there with the uncles, when you go there with the uncles,
Yeah.
and you're hanging out. It's five dudes eating appetizers, watching
Yeah.
football, and
Yeah.
you chugging pickles. Like that's it.
Yeah.
When you go to on your nights that you go there, how's the vibe different?
Oh my God,
More guys, more women,
it's
craziness.
worlds different. I mean, it's just like everybody's getting fucked up, everybody's walking around, everyone's switching between going from outside to inside and trying to talk to people and then like
It's a
tonight's gonna
scene.
be what?
It's a scene.
Yeah, it's definitely a scene.
And tonight's going to be what?
I have a feeling tonight's gonna get a little rowdy.
Why?
Because I was just speaking to some people earlier today who were like, everyone's going to Barney's tonight. Kidding, they didn't talk like that, but yeah.
Oh, poor Andrew and Zatsy or whatever their names are. Yahtzee and Chicago. I don't remember their names.
They can't even get in, so
Yeah, that's so funny. All right, well, let's look at the trending topics to rapid fire, and then, well, did we cover everything that you wanted to talk about today?
yeah.
Okay. I did notice, by the way, that you appear to be in more of a good headspace, so that's cool.
Today or just
Just today, you seem to be well, like lately, last couple of days, you seem to be more in a good headspace.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Today, you do.
Today, yes. Even though I'm so tired and I'm so upset that I have to go to work in like 30 minutes. Um,
But you did great though. Like normally, when you're tired, you're like,
no, but
and you,
I need a nap so fucking bad and I
oh,
don't
well
have
then, we'll,
time.
okay.
And
Well,
no, I'm just venting. I'm just saying I wish I could take a nap. Like my eyes could shut right now and I genuinely fall asleep in the next 5 seconds. But I gotta go to work and then I have to go out tonight.
have to.
I'm gonna make the choice to do that because why not? But that's besides the point. I feel like today I'm in a little bit of a better headspace because last night, like I said, I kind of had a little bit of an epiphany where I'm like I'm having fun. But it's been a really, really, really tough last like 3 weeks. Last month, 2 months to be quick.
Last month has been
2
weird.
months.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
rugged, but you made it through. You're you're doing good.
I'm trying, but I definitely did. Did we? What day is it?
Wednesday.
Okay, so we did a podcast last week after Halloween. Yeah, there was a point though. Really? Wait. Yeah. Yeah. Wait.
Everyone who's listening is literally just driven into a tree.
There was a point last week though where I was like crying every day.
I remember.
Yeah.
I don't miss it, but I'm glad you're in a better place.
Well, I'm trying.
Again, you're doing great. That's all we can do. All right. We won't rapid fire so you can have extra time for yourself. Do the
No, we can rapid
farewell.
fire.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let's see. Here are the trending topics on. Oh, there was a UPS plane crash. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. I got the news notification on my phone though.
I know, very sad. Several people died, and um,
Where was it?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Mm.
Many packages missing. Let's see. Mike Collins. Do you know who that is?
Nor?
Me neither. Well, apparently he raised issues with a provocative social media post. Deborah Messing had a meltdown. Did you see that?
Who's that again?
She used to be Grace from Will and Grace.
Okay. She had a meltdown.
Yeah, she said some freaky shit. I didn't see what it was, but she went over the
Oh,
top.
okay, great.
Um,
We're doing so good
yeah.
at this.
Well, most of these are political, so it's like meh. Miss Universe. Everyone called the director called one of the contestants a dummy, and everyone walked out. Do you support that?
Yeah. That's why you're gonna talk to someone that way when they're competing on something you're supposed to be judging.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the rest I don't care about. All right, say goodbye.
Okay. All right, everybody. For the 100th time, you can follow us on YouTube, subscribe to us,
What do they
comment
follow us on YouTube at?
the Newberg Pod
No, at Newberg Pod.
at Newberg Pod. God forbid. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, the podcast app. I don't fucking know. Follow us on Instagram
Okay,
and
you were doing so good until now. Now you've given up.
what?
You've just
Because I
given
wasn't
up.
doing my accent.
That's the why do you think we got 5 new followers because of that?
Right,
Is
because solely because of that.
yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We will see you next week. Good luck, Hannah.
Thanks.
Um, good luck going out. So much strength.